Am I the asshole for paying my dad's wedding DJ $500 to play a video of him cheating on the bride? Here is my story. It all started 2 years ago when my mom passed away. It was the most shattering moment of my existence, but for my dad, 48M, mourning apparently had an expiration date of just a few months. Very quickly, Vanessa, 24F, entered the picture. Yes, you read that right. She is only 8 years older than me. From our very first dinner together, I knew this woman wasn't looking for a family, she was looking for a financial portfolio. My dad owns a pretty successful construction company, and she smelled the money instantly. The real nightmare began with how she treated me. The second my dad stepped out of the house for work, Vanessa turned into a subtle, sadistic monster. She made me clean her room, wash her luxury clothes, and scrub her messes, telling me straight to my face, since you're living off my boyfriend's money, you might as well make yourself useful. You're just an unnecessary expense in our budget. Every single time I tried to tell my dad what was happening, he shut me down, claiming I was just jealous, and that Vanessa was only trying to be a maternal figure. A maternal figure who literally padlocked the fridge and complained about every single cent spent on my school supplies. A month ago, intense preparations began for a lavish $40,000 wedding. Vanessa was over the moon, especially since she chose Sarah, her absolute best friend from college, as her maid of honor. The two of them were inseparable, planning every detail, while I was completely alienated, treated like an unpaid waiter in my own home. The discovery that changed everything. Exactly 1 week before the big day, my dad asked me to take his car to the car wash. While I was driving, the dashcam's memory card threw a storage error and started beeping loudly. I pulled over to format it through the screen menu, but curiosity got the better of me. I decided to take a quick look at the latest automatically saved clips in the events folder. What I saw made my blood run cold. The clip was from the previous Tuesday at 11 p.m. The car was parked in a pitch-black, secluded alley behind a restaurant. In the passenger seat wasn't Vanessa. It was Sarah. The maid of honor. The audio was terrifyingly clear. There were giggles, vulgar whispers, and finally, a heavy, passionate makeout session that lasted for minutes, followed by my dad's voice promising, the wedding with Vanessa is just a business formality, but you're the one I actually want in my bed. In that first second, I felt a violent urge to scream, to drive straight to Vanessa and throw the truth in her face. But then I remembered the months of humiliation. I remembered my dad calling me a liar when I cried because of her. I realized that if I showed them the clip in private, my dad would find a way to manipulate the situation, buy Vanessa off with an expensive designer bag, and I would remain the outcast. No. They deserved something bigger. They deserved absolute public annihilation. Wedding day, the backstage plot. I saved the footage onto 3 different USB drives and waited. Wedding day arrived. The atmosphere was electric, dripping with opulence. There were over 150 high society guests, my dad's wealthy business partners, and our entire extended family. Vanessa looked stunning in an absurdly expensive gown, and Sarah walked proudly right behind her, wearing a fake, angelic smile. During the reception, I slipped away to the DJ booth. The guy was a top-tier professional hired for thousands of euros to keep the party perfect. I approached him, slid a plain envelope containing $500 cash, my entire savings from the past few months, onto his deck, and placed the USB drive right on top of it. Listen to me very carefully, I whispered, looking directly into his eyes. In 10 minutes, the newlyweds are having their first dance. Instead of their romantic song, I need you to play this video directly on the giant LED screen behind the stage, and blast the volume to the max. If you do this cash is yours on top of your fee. If you don't, I will start a massive scene right here, and I guarantee this wedding ends terribly for everyone anyway. The DJ looked at the money, looked at the flash drive, and then looked at me. He saw the cold, unwavering determination in my eyes. He nodded, took the envelope, and plugged the drive into his laptop. The moment of truth. The lights dimmed. Thick smoke flooded the dance floor. The MC's voice boomed through the microphone, and now, ladies and gentlemen, the most anticipated moment of the evening, the first dance of the newlyweds. My dad and Vanessa stepped into the center of the floor, flashing rehearsed smiles for the photographers' cameras. Guests pulled out their phones, whispering admiring comments. Sarah stood in the very front row, theatrically wiping a fake tear from her cheek. The romantic ballad started playing, but after just 5 seconds, a loud, jarring record scratch sound cut through the speakers. The giant LED screen in the background instantly cut from a heart animation to a static, night vision shot inside a car. The entire ballroom fell dead silent. Then, the audio kicked in. My dad's voice resonated through the concert-grade speakers, massive and unmistakable, you're so much better than her, Sarah. Vanessa can never find out. On the 30-foot screen, projected in crisp HD detail, was the exact moment my dad pulled Sarah into his lap, rumpling the very same maid of honor dress she was wearing right there in the room. Absolute chaos. What followed can only be described as pure, unadulterated chaos. For 10 seconds, nobody could even breathe. Vanessa froze with her arms still wrapped around my dad's neck, staring at the screen with her eyes wide open, looking like she had seen a ghost. When her brain finally processed the image, she let out a shriek so piercing I'm pretty sure the champagne flutes shattered. She spun around, locked eyes with Sarah, and flew at her throat. It turned into a full-blown catfight, hair pulling, dresses tearing, and centerpieces flying, while guests screamed and tried to separate them. My dad started screaming at the DJ, turn this garbage off. Turn it off. But the DJ, perfectly sticking to the plan, stood up from his booth with his hands in the air, mouthing that it was a technical glitch. Amidst the screaming and flying cake, I sat calmly at my table, took a sip of my drink, and watched the show. My dad spotted me in the crowd. He saw the smirk on my face and understood everything in a split second. The look he gave me was pure, unfiltered hatred, but it was mixed with utter helplessness. He was ruined professionally, socially, and personally, in front of everyone who mattered to him. The aftermath. The wedding was cancelled instantly. Vanessa left in a cab packed with luggage that very night, after smashing my dad's windshield with her high heel. Sarah was escorted out by security, covered in bruises. It's been 3 days now. My phone is exploding with messages. Half of my dad's side of the family is calling me a sociopathic monster who ruined the family's dignity and wasted tens of thousands of euros. My uncle texted me saying I should have handled it privately and that I showed extreme cruelty. My dad told me he's kicking me out the second I turn 18 and that I am dead to him. On the other hand, my late mom's relatives have been sending me non-stop texts of support, saying my dad got exactly what he deserved for disrespecting my mom's memory so quickly and with such a toxic person. I am currently sitting in my room, slowly packing my things, and I don't regret a single thing. Vanessa wanted an unforgettable wedding? I gave her one. My dad wanted to treat me like an unnecessary expense? He just found out exactly how expensive I can be. So, tell me, am I the asshole?